Boys and girls, students of Buddhist Sunday School, Dhamma classes, parents, grandparents, and teachers of Buddhist Sunday School. May you all be well, happy, peaceful, and healthy. Now, we are going to have a presentation titled Hygiene Tips for Children. So this is specially dedicated to the little ones, maybe even preschool, and then the primary school students. It is an important topic because it pertains to good health for all of you. Now, the texts are in English and Malay or Bahasa Malaysia, whereas the narration and explanation are in English. Now, as usual, we have a presentation of around 15 slides to this topic. Now, before we launch the PowerPoint, as usual, we will check the setup. Right? To ensure that it is correct. It's okay. Now let us launch the PowerPoint. You can see the cover slide, hygiene tips for children, petua kebersihan untuk kanak-kanak. Now, you can see the animated images of the important things you have to do to maintain your cleanliness so that the germs will not attack you. Now, what is the meaning of hygiene? Actually, hygiene refers to the practice of keeping yourself and your surroundings clean and neat so that you will not be attacked by the germs and then fall sick. Basically, the most important is to prevent sickness from coming to you due to the germs attacking you, the germs found in dirty places, unclean surroundings, or unclean body parts, right, for people. So we are going to look at the various tips. Now, tips would mean useful pieces of information or advice that you have to follow. That's the meaning of tips. Useful pieces of info or information or advice you have to follow in order to be strong, healthy, and fit for your own good, in other words. Now, let us now go on to slide number 2, right? This is the cover slide. Now, let us read the text and then I'll explain and comment on the important points. You may not be able to see them, but it's important to know that germs, which include the viruses and bacteria, are everywhere. They're so tiny you cannot see. But these germs, they can be bacteria, right? Or viruses. And they are the ones that cause all types of sicknesses and diseases. Like, for example, sore throat or infections of the ear. Your ear gets painful because you have infection by the germs. Or even a toothache, and then the germs also can attack your lungs and you get a terrible sickness, pneumonia, you have difficulty in breathing, and then you cough, you have difficulty to sleep because you can't breathe properly. Or you may be attacked by viruses that cause you diseases like chicken pox, measles, and now the latest COVID-19. They are caused by these very, very tiny germs we call viruses. So it's important that we follow a few simple rules, and then you will keep yourself free from being attacked by the germs that make you sick. These simple rules and tips will help keep the germs from making you sick, from attacking you. Now, of course, these one are the images of the various types of germs or viruses, and they are so tiny you cannot see them with your naked eyes. You need a microscope to see them and study. Now, there are people who study this subject, molecular biology, then they will have to know about the germs. So this is the second slide. Now let us go on to the third slide. Germs hang out everywhere. You cannot see them, but they are everywhere. You may be touching them without even knowing, like the door handles, because so many people use the door handles, and some of them are sick and they are infected with the germs, like COVID is one example. And then the shopping cart handles. You go to the supermarket, you use a shopping cart. So these handles may be used by people who are not well, who are infected, so they spread the germs. And then also restrooms, the toilets, the bathrooms where you have the taps, many people use, especially in public places. For your home, not so bad because very few people use, and you maintain quite well the restrooms or bathrooms, toilets in your home. But public toilets are different. Sometimes you find they're very dirty, especially in Malaysia compared to Western countries. And then also doors, handles, and then, handrails. When you go up the stairways, you might have handrails. And then even restaurant menus. Uh, uh, Restaurant menus, you handle the card or the booklets. So they may also be infected with germs. Elevator, you press the lift buttons. So especially when there is an outbreak of certain types of contagious diseases, like now COVID-19, so you have to be careful. You have to always wash your hands after you see the steps. So, and you see that these germs are very, very tiny, but they are the cause of sicknesses and diseases. You cannot see them. You need actually even a magnifying glass. You can't see unless it's a very, very powerful. I don't think so. But anyway, you need a microscope, a very powerful microscope. Now, so that is this thing about germs everywhere. So, having some knowledge about the germs, you have to know the various steps you have to take. Now, let's go on to slide number 3. So, the number of defenses, right? The number of defense against germs is on the number 1 defense, the most important way to protect yourself against the germs is washing your hands. So washing your hands is a very important hygiene rule because it will kill off the germs and prevent you from getting infection. Now, before eating or touching food, that is a very important thing. After using the bathroom, when you go to urinate or pass motion, then after that you have to make sure you wash your hands with soap. You have the pictures to show you lah. And then also, when you cough or sneeze, then after you see that you need to close your nose, so your hands, you have to wash after you cough or sneeze. And then you handle pets, you carry cats lah, or you touch the dogs and so on, you play with the pets, then after that, you need actually to wash your hands. And then you visit sick friends, right? It's good actually to pay visit to sick friends and so on. But you have to be careful, especially if your friends have certain types of contagious diseases. So after coming back, you have to wash your hands. And then you touch the garbage, the rubbish dumps, the rubbish bins, because these germs will be found in these garbage areas, a lot of dirty things. That's where the germs like to go. So you have to take these steps. These are important hygiene steps you need to take. So this is the slide about the number 1 defense. Now let us go on to the next one. This is slide number 5 now. To wash your hands properly, you must do it in the proper way. You apply soap. And you can see the diagram to show that you have to apply the soap after you have wetted your hands. Then you apply the soap. You must scrub the front of your hands as well as the back of your hands, your fingernails, between the fingers, and then the wrist for about 20 seconds. Then after that, you rinse with a lot of water to get rid of all the soap foams or bubbles. So your hands are now very clean. So that is an important thing. I think 2 years ago when the COVID-19 struck us, a lot of information on the TV, pamphlets, newspaper telling you washing your hands is very important. Now, you still need to wash your hands because you still have COVID-19 cases. COVID cases. So you can see the various parts of the hands that can pick up the germs. And then after that, you rub your eyes or you blow your nose or you touch your mouth. All these now will get the germs into your body inside, the inside of your body. And that's how you can get a cold or maybe a stomach ache, all sorts of diseases and sicknesses. Of course, if your immunity system is better, the germs getting into you, you don't get sick also, because the body is a marvelous thing. It has a defense system where it can fight the germs. But if your immunity is not good, right? And then the germs now, very powerful already. So many have got in. Then you fall sick. So we need to take care so that you don't have these germs unnecessarily entering into your bodies. Now let us go on to the next slide. To prevent germs causing toothache. So this is a very important hygiene tip. You have to brush your teeth every day. I think most of you know this. Brush your teeth with this toothbrush and the toothpaste. 3 times a day. Morning, after you get up, before you sleep, and then after you take your meals. But most people, maybe they brush in the morning and then at night before they go to sleep. But after the meals, they don't brush. Maybe they rinse their mouth and so on. So, but the minimum must be 2 times. You can do 3 times after a meal, even better. Then you brush properly, brush for 3 minutes minimum. You can see this cartoon strip. You brush all parts of the teeth to ensure that the germs are killed off because you use a toothpaste. And you must have also a proper toothbrush, not too hard, not too soft. And then also, you have floss strings you can use between the teeth to get rid of any bits of food that get stuck onto the teeth. And then when this food decays, then germs come around. And then can infect your teeth. And then sometimes you find you get terrible toothaches, and that's because you get infection by the germs already. So you can also use mouthwash, like you can buy the various types of mouthwash, rinse with the mouthwash, and then this can help to clean the mouth, free the mouth from the germs. Sometimes also you can gargle with salt water. You find you have to go and buy all the antiseptic mouthwash. While you don't have money, then you can use also salt water. It's also good lah. Now, so that is this matter about cleaning your teeth and the mouth lah. Now let us go on to the next one. This is number 7. Just now we're talking about the mouth, keeping the mouth and teeth clean. Now you have to talk about your body. Your whole body can be attacked by the germs. Any part of your body can pick up the germs. So keep your body clean, very important. Imagine if a person doesn't take a bath. For so many days you smell, isn't it? And then it's very dangerous because it can be infected. So wash every day. You can use a shower bath, or you can use a bathtub, right? Or old-fashioned during our younger days, we had to use a pail, and then with the container of water, we use the pail of water to wash over our body. Now there are various things you have to note. You have to wash your feet. The hands you have been washing all the while, but now you have to wash your teeth, between your toes, on top and underneath, and then your face, your hair. Later on you talk about the hair, and then also maybe your armpits, various parts. And don't forget also to wash between your legs, your thighs, your private parts, front and back. Backside also must wash, because the shit comes out from the backside, and then after that you have to clean properly. If not, also you can get infection. And then your private parts also you have to clean properly. So you have this habit of good hygiene. You take care of your body, and the body is clean. That's very important, isn't it? People who don't take good care of the bodies, and then no proper hygiene, then of course they become infected lah. And then say, hey, this fella very dirty one. He hasn't taken a bath for 1 week already. So this is an important thing. Now here you can see the fella taking a shower bath, right? This one the fella using a bathtub. So I think everybody knows how to bathe lah. Unless you are a baby, you need you are not a baby, so you will know how to take a bath. Now, let's go on to the next one, which is number 8 now. Wash your hair regularly to keep the germs out. Some people, there are lice, or ticks in the hair, and then they can cause itchiness in your scalp. So you must make sure you wash your hair regularly, especially those that keep very long hair. You see, there's a long hair because they want to look nice and so on. Some people, they keep very, very short hair, easier to maintain, you see. But they say, hey, I don't want to be botta head lah. So you must make sure you wash your hair regularly to keep the germs out. You wet your hair, and then you can use the soap, or from time to time you can also use a hair shampoo. And then as you can see you scrub the hair and all this, until all the bubbles and foams all are gone already. Then you have to rinse with water. Some people have hair twisted, the strands of hair all twisted. This is called tangly hair. The tangly hair is very the hair becomes very confused, twisted. So in this case, you may have to use hair conditioner. Then after you have taken the bath and then wash your hair and so on, you must use a towel to dry, or sometimes some people, they have to use a hair dryer. You can comb while it's still wet. Then after that, you can dry with a towel or with a hair dryer. So that is to prevent your hair from being attacked by germs and also lice. So kutu lah, they call it. So that is this important point about hair hygiene. Now let us go on to the next one, which is slide number 9 now, I think. So this is about the hair. Now let us about the clothes. Of course, you cannot wear the same pair of clothes one whole week. You find that it might get dirty and so on, isn't it? So, of course, some people change daily or some 2 days once, but you have to note that the clothes must be clean. If the clothes are dirty again, the germs can get into your body. So you have to wash your clothes regularly. Probably you're lucky lah. Your mommy or your Indonesian maid will wash all the clothes for you. But some, those days when we were young, we had to wash our own clothes also, you see. And then as students, when we study in another place, there's no body to go and wash the clothes for you. We also have to wash the clothes regularly. And socks especially, they can be very, very smelly. And then your underwear also, you must change. You don't wear the same pair of socks and underwear for one whole week. They will be filled with germs and dirt, so if you change them, wash your clothes with soap and water. Or some people have washing machine, so they have, detergents to help to wash the clothes and so on. But some do not have washing machines, so you have to wash by hands, you see. And then after that, you have to dry in the sun, isn't it? And don't forget, that you are sleeping on the bed every night. So your bed sheets, your pillow cases, your bolster, all these also, you have to wash regularly. Maybe 1 week once, at least. Otherwise, they get dirty also because you are sleeping there, you sweat and so on. So this is pertaining to the clothes, fabric material. And then you have to dry them under the sun, in the clothesline. You can see the picture. I think now most houses quite affluent. They have the washing machines. Now let us go on to the next slide. After having discussed this washing of clothes, now let us look at this, number 10. This is about coughing and sneezing. I used to tell my preschool students and even Sunday school, they don't know that it's so important to practice hygiene when you cough or sneeze, They are just cough, they just sneeze, and you can't control it, isn't it? A cough can come at any time, a sneeze, you ha-ka-chew. You cough like this, you see. So when I was young, right from young, I was taught already by my mother, and then in school also, that I must have the handkerchief. Now I think very few people have the handkerchiefs. Those days, until today also, I have handkerchief in my pockets. So whenever, I sneeze, very quickly, I will take the handkerchief and close my mouth and the nose so that the germs will not spread to other people. And then later on, of course, I have to, wash the handkerchiefs, right? But nowadays, people don't do that, They will just, ha-ka-chew. The germs can travel very, very fast and then you get infected. That's why now with COVID-19, so people have to wear masks. But those days, when we don't wear masks, you see. So, if you don't have the handkerchief, then at least you have tissue paper. Or worst come to worst, you have to close your mouth, right? And also your nose area with your hand or with your arm. Like you can see the picture there. You see, the fella is sneezing, right? So this one is coughing. You can see what the fella is doing, right? It's coughing. This is very good habit. Otherwise, people will say that you are so 没有礼貌你说no manners and somehow sneeze into another person's face, no, and the friend gets so angry. Now this also concerns adults, no, not only young ones, no. I remember I saw one friend already an adult, so because he was not used to this, so he will sneeze, ha, so loud. Sometimes I didn't know he was going to sleep. I also got a fright, so loud, There was one occasion, there was a visitor from a foreign country to our association. So he was looking around, and there was this guy. He ha so loud. The tourists also got scared. What happened? What happened? So it's not good lah. You find that that the sneeze is coming, you quickly take out. For me, I take out my handkerchief lah, right? Or if you don't have the handkerchief, you at least if you have the tissue paper, you can use tissue paper. Or worst come to worst, you use your arm, right, or your hand to close lah. And then after that, you have to discard your tissue paper, but your handkerchief you will have to wash. When you go back, you have to wash the thing. And then you use tissue paper, you have to throw it into the dustbin properly, or the tissue can be flushed down the toilet. So these are all very, very basic things I learned when I was, I think even before standard 1. So at home, my mother would teach. Then later on in school, the teachers would teach us also. So until today, you have habit of doing this already. So people will say, this one is very well mannered. Not just simply cough and simply sneeze where there are people around, isn't it? It's not very good, isn't it? So that is this thing about coughing or sneezing. Coughing or sneezing. Especially nowadays, it's very important. Of course, you go out now, you still have to wear the mask. Now let us go on to slide number 11 now. Yes. This is about dropping food on the floor, on the ground. Don't be a fool and think, never mind very fast, I pick up the food and eat again. No, no, no. The Jones don't wait around for you, no. The moment the food is dropped on the floor, very fast, if there are the germs around, the germs can already attack the food. And then you take the food and eat the food, then you're eating the germs also. Of course, if the food is on the floor a very long period, more germs will be there. Then you pick up, you eat so many germs, bacteria, viruses, and so on. And they can cause various types of sicknesses, diseases. Food poisoning, for example. You know that you have heard of food poisoning. That's why you have to be careful. When you go to hawker stores or certain places, you see the hygiene is so terrible. Very, very dirty. The way they do their food business. Even the toilets are so very, very dirty. Then you must be careful already. You say, I won't go to this type of stalls. So dirty. Even washing the plates, you can see the water. So very frightening. You have to avoid that. Otherwise, you get food poisoning. Or you get stomachache. Sometimes you have diarrhea, cholera. This diarrhea, cholera, you keep on, one day you go to the toilet 8, 9 times, can be dangerous, no? You have to seek medical attention to go to see a doctor if you get cholera. Because you push and push, all the fluid not lost from the body. So you can be dehydrated also. So you need to see the doctor. And this cholera and this like diarrhea, all this stomach ache lah, keep on you have to go to the toilet for tapian, everything it's a sign that you have the infection already. The germs are gone into your digestive system. So the doctor will prescribe the proper medicine. So to avoid that, you have to be careful of the food lah. Like water, of course, in certain countries, the water is supposed to be very, very clean. You can drink from the tap. But here in Malaysia, I think most people still boil the water, right, to kill the germs. Or they have a proper filtration system, a water filter, and so on. But boiling is quite common. You kill the germs and then you can drink the water, isn't it? But you have to be careful if you drink from hawker stalls outside. You have to see the condition. Oh, you see this chendol stall or this air bandung or what oh, so many flies lying all around. Oh, you have to be careful already. If you have a food stall, wow, so many flies and ants, all this, then you know already. There will be many, many germs, all types. So you have to be careful. Otherwise, you can become sick and you can purge lao sai. So here in this case, it's talking about, let's say accidentally the food is dropped on the floor and then you can take the food up again and start eating. Hey, I already have caught the germs already, even though just for some seconds only, right? So you have to throw the ones dropped onto the floor away already. And the other thing is also the floor, you must make sure you keep clean, Otherwise, you have the rats, rodents, or cockroaches. All these smaller creatures will come because there are food materials, isn't it? Bits of food left over there, and that the rats can bring diseases also. So you have to be careful. That's why cleanliness is very important. In the houses, we have to sweep and mop the floor. Even not every day, but then regularly you have to do that, isn't it? So like this picture, right? You have this animal, I think it's a rat. Maybe there are some biscuits and so on. So the rat will eat the biscuits and then they won't eat completely. After that, you'll be just lying around and other types of creatures will come and eat, and then dirty all the whole place. So you might be in danger of catching certain diseases. So that is slide number 11. So now let us go on to slide number 12. This is about you eat healthy food. Eat healthily so your body feels good. That's very important. Because if you don't eat healthily, you take a lot of junk food popcorn and then all the crisps banana fritters a lot of young ones like to they watch TV, they will eat all the potato chips once a while, maybe okay right? But it has become a habit, so they eat so much of this junk food which doesn't have education nutritional value, you see, and they can affect your health. That's why you see now some children are so fat because they take so much of the, I don't know, the junk food, maybe oily one also. And you find you put on weight, lack of exercise. So eat healthily so your body feels good. And then very important, if you want to have snacks, very good snacks will be like fruits, vegetables, or grains, like walnuts, for example, almonds. Instead of taking, someone like to eat the sweets, ice cream also, so much. And then also all the crispy things, all the goreng one, fried things. Of course, once a while you can take, right? But then some take these sort of things so often because they're junk food. So that's not good for health. So it's important that you always eat sufficient fruits and also vegetables. You have the example here. You see, various types. So all the scientists and doctors will tell you, fruits and vegetables are very, very good food. Nutritious, they have the various vitamins, and then they have the minerals. And you know how important to have the vitamins and minerals in your body. Like, you know, if you don't have enough vitamin C, you can, have diseases like scurvy. And then also your immunity system may go down. So that is important. Some children don't like to eat fruits or don't like to eat vegetables. They only like to eat meat, chicken meat, beef, mutton, everything. That is not good. It's not that you cannot eat, but you eat in moderation and then balance with the green vegetables and then the various types of fruits. And then with regard to water, of course, the most important is the plain water. Drink water or maybe fruit juice. Right? Fruit juice also. But many like to drink all those fizzy drinks, the aerated water, up and N one, you see. And then Coca-Cola, Pepsi Cola, Sprite. Once a while you drink, you can quite understand. But then these people got so used to it, they don't drink water really. They always drink that. Apart from spending so much unnecessary money, you find that those are not healthy drinks. And you take a lot of these like Pepsi Cola, Coca-Cola. Well, you see that there is also high sugar content there, and it's not a healthy drink. Most of the time, you should be taking plain water. If you want, you take some fruit juice, proper fruit juice, not the ones so commercially where they add so much sugar already. Sometimes they don't have to make the juice, you just take the fruits, right, together with the fiber. No need to every time go and get the juicer or blender. Only want the juice only. Not necessary. You can just take the fruits. And then they must have enough water. The recommended thing is to drink 1 to 2 liters of water every day. But you should know sometimes when you go and play games or you go jogging and so on, then you sweat already, isn't it? Especially under the hot sun. Then your body needs more water. So you always need to listen to your body. When the body needs more water, then you need to have sufficient water. You know of people who live in the deserts and who die because of lack of water. So you see how important water is. I see that nowadays also students, they do carry the water containers, the Tupperware with the water. That is good, right? That's good. So at least mommy or your Indonesian maid, has prepared for you the water, which is probably boiled already. But then some, they can afford, they buy the spritzer, the mineral water. So then you can drink whenever your body tells you that you have to drink, but generally average between 1 to 2 liters of water every day. And you see some people, they don't drink enough water, so you have problems like constipation also, which means that they have difficulty going to the toilet to pass motion. So water is very important. All doctors will tell you that also. But this is just to remind you, right? So that you will not forget. Especially important for the young ones to learn these things from a very young stage, the preschool and so on, right? So now after this tip about water, then we go on about water and also eating the types of, it should be a nutritious food, the balanced diet. Then go to the next one. It pertains to exercise. Very important. Today is sad to say, many young people don't have enough exercise. Even sports, I find that so few students now involved in sports. Those days when we were in school, right, it was compulsory, we had to go for standard sports a few times, a week, house practices, and then you have to run, you have to use the what do you call it, the various style of sports equipment also, high jump, long jump lah. So many of these we have to do. But now you find you hardly the students do these things on the field, no? And they don't even play games. What sort of things do they play with? Smartphone, iPad, and then all those game sets, Remember I mentioned this case before. There was this boy, probably in the secondary. So one day he went to see the doctor. He said, doctor, I feel so tired and lethargic, quite sick like that, right? The doctor examined him. Well, his organs are still functioning well. He's not infected by sicknesses or diseases or attacked by germs. Then the doctor suspect that he lacks exercise, right? So lethargic, not active. He said, do you exercise or play games or not? Then he told the doctor, yes, every day I play games every day. Then doctor said, very good. How long do you play a day? Until the battery runs out, lor. Oh, that means he's playing the games on the smartphone or the iPad. That type of games, which don't really benefit you. Kill, angry granny, or don't know what lah. Crush, or all those usually all violent one, You kill more, you get more points. All these will actually harm your mind, You become aggressive. But then the mind is not really restful, Whereas hobbies like reading lah, gardening lah, or going for jogging lah or walks, all these are the good exercises, but they don't want. They always play all those games only, and some even worse, gambling also over the net. So you can walk, you can run, you can ride a bicycle, you take up a sport, badminton, ping pong, football, basketball, or you can do tai chi or yoga. So many good things to do to keep your body physically fit. Proper exercise. So when you have proper exercise, then your body and mind can function properly. If you don't have enough exercises, then you find not only is your body affected, your mind also affected. Research has shown that exercise benefits both the body and the mind. So you see, like some they at home they do stretching, but today you find how many of the young children know how to do skipping, or the type of childhood games. They don't know how to do all this already. They can't even bend properly to touch their toes without bending their knees. I tested this out with the children in preschool and the standard ones there too. Majority cannot do that because they have not been exercising. The body is not flexible. So that is a terrible thing. Then later on, you have problems of your muscles, of your bones. So you see these pictures show good exercises that you can do. So that is slide number 11. So now let us go on to the next slide. No, I think there's a wrong sequencing already. So after the exercise, it should be the next one. It should be the second. It should be coming to the end already. It's about sleep. Sleep is a very important thing. If you don't have enough sleep, then your body can be affected and your mind can be affected also. Now, for children and maybe even the teenagers, at least you must have 8 hours of sleep a day. Because it's during the sleep that the body gets charged up again. And your immunity system builds up. You see, then you allow your organs to rest also, isn't it? But sad to say, today, I see so many students and young ones don't have proper sleep. They sleep very late. Sometimes 1 a.m., 2 a.m. What do? Busy chit-chatting over the Facebook or WeChat, or getting all the fun from YouTube non-stop, overdoing already, and they don't go to sleep early. So what happens? The following day they feel tired, and then they cannot function well, cannot do the homework well, cannot pay attention well in school because they don't have proper restful sleep. So, and then some especially maybe the teenagers not the primary school children. The teenagers they like now COVID you find that forces them to stay at home and have no sleep Whereas those days pre-COVID times so they will frequent the mama stalls chit chat play the games on the smartphone and things like that until 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. And then you find that they go back. They have a problem getting up to go to school. And during weekends, some will sleep until 11 a.m., and they skip breakfast. So they just take what they call brunch. Between breakfast and lunch. So brunch. I don't know. I'm not used to this sort of lifestyle. And research has shown that if your lifestyle is not a healthy lifestyle like this, sleeping very late and then getting up very late, affecting your body system and not enough rest and sleep, then you are prone to getting all the sicknesses and diseases. I don't know. During my school days, my teachers taught me this very important thing. And until today, I still follow. Is it early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Last time it makes a boy, but it makes a man. And I still follow that. Usually, I would try to sleep. In fact, very easy for me now to sleep by about 10 p.m. Then for we older people, so we require probably less. So usually, I would just need about 4 hours. So if I sleep at 10 p.m., then I'll get up at about 3, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Almost 5 hours should be enough for me. But for y'all, you probably will require 8 hours. But some don't have enough. So when they go to school in the class, they will sleep in class. Doze off. So how can you learn? Your mind is not alert. You have not rested enough. So you find all these habits are not good habits. Whereas I find if I get used to a system, right, like for example, early to bed, so I will try to sleep definitely before, sometimes it will be 11, but usually it will be by 10. Then I get up very rested, and then I have energy. It's something like proper recharge already. And that is very good, isn't it? So you have a sleep pattern already. But today, some have problems sleeping, cannot sleep, because the whole sleep pattern all disrupted. And some even take sleeping tablets. I have heard of students, right, even in Form 6 or the university, during exams, they try to keep awake the whole night through and drink how many cups of coffee, all this. Those are not good habits. Do you think that by doing that they will score better? No. I find that all the students who have scored very well, all those that have taught the most brilliant ones, they don't have all these funny type of habits. Taking so many cups of coffee to keep themselves awake. They would, all throughout the year, they would have planned out everything. They know what to do. So even during the exam period, they will make sure they have enough sleep. If you don't have enough sleep in the examination hall, how can you think clearly, isn't it? Logically. So this is a very important aspect. So make sure you get enough sleep. Of course, during school days, you have to wake up early. Then sometimes in the weekends, you pamper yourself, they sleep later. And then also they wake up later, Saturday, Sunday. But generally, you still have to follow this good pattern, right? So we have gone over many of the tips or bits of advice or info. Actually, This one I got the material from the internet and so on and made into a PowerPoint. But I was quite surprised they include this as under hygiene. But it doesn't matter. Those are good tips for health, right? About proper sleep, sufficient sleep, food. This is also important lifestyle. But hygiene basically addresses the question of cleanliness for your body as well as your surroundings. Right? But it doesn't matter. I think it's quite useful also. And now we have come to the end already. This one a very cute picture. Sleeping. You find this position. This position is quite a good position, isn't it? Right? Where the left side is not pressed down. Your heart is on the left side. This is called the lion's rock. I also sleep this way, but then halfway through you might toss around already. So which means your heart is not being pressed. The Buddha's reclining position is like this lion's rock, right? So the heart is on the left hand side, right? So you sleep one side like this. All types of patterns people sleep. But I find this is a good thing, and it helps me a lot in many ways. Now let us go on to the end already. So you see the animated little boy and little girl, they practice very good hygiene. They keep themselves clean and their environment. They brush their teeth, they wash their body, and then also they are careful not to eat the infected food. And then they always will brush the teeth, clean their hair. All the things that I mentioned, these things very do. They always do. So you see, they are very happy because they feel very strong and fit. So that's why they give the thumbs up. So that is this presentation about the hygiene, and I sum up by this very good reminder. When you practice good hygiene, as I told you, the hygiene means the practice of keeping yourself and your environment or surroundings clean. Basically with the main objective of preventing the germs from attacking you and making you sick. And that is the aim, basically, hygiene. So when you practice good hygiene, I've given you so many methods already, the hygiene rules, you will have a better well-being, isn't it? Definitely. You won't catch cold so easily, you won't get the cough so easily, and you will be more free, will be more free from the various types of sicknesses and diseases. You might get still, but less. So hygiene is important. If a person doesn't practice hygiene, like for example, is careless and drinks water that is contaminated and so on, then you can get cholera or diarrhea and waterborne sicknesses or diseases. So when you practice good hygiene, you will definitely have a better well-being. You will feel more fresh. You will feel stronger, more fit, more healthy, and not only in the body, but in your mind. Actually, the mind and the body, they are connected. If your body doesn't feel good, which means it feels sick, right? You no physical well-being. Then your mind also affected, isn't it? Because your mind has no mood to do certain things now because you feel very, uncomfortable or even pain. So, like for example, if the body is sick and you sit for exam, the mind cannot think properly already. That's why you have to see a doctor and get yourself cured. On the other hand, if the mind is sick, then the body also affected. Like for example, you are very worried over certain things, you are anxious, you are frightened, right? And you are very greedy for things, and you are filled with anger. All these mind states will cause you to be mentally sick, mentally unwell, because your mind is not peaceful with all those negative feelings and emotions. Then what will happen to your body? You find your body will be affected. Like, for example, a person is very, very, very angry, or very, very sad, or very, very worried. He has no appetite to eat also. When he has no appetite to eat, he doesn't have enough food, everything, then what happens? The body gets sick, the gastric might come, or ulcers. So you find there is a connection between the two. So it's important that we keep both the body and mind healthy. Hygiene is one of them. Then you have other things to take care of the mind one, but we are not dealing with that. So we come to the end of this presentation on the various hygiene tips for children, right? But of course, those adults are watching this presentation can also teach the very young ones, the preschool especially also, in standard 1, standard 2, very suitable. So before we say sadhu 3 times, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you, boys and girls, students of the Sunday school and Dhamma classes. And also I'd like to thank all the parents and grandparents who are following this, because they also teach the young ones important moral education. And then also, of course, the teachers of the Buddhist Sunday school. So let us now put our palms together and say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. Take care.